farm from the city, you might say. And I got along. I mean, Charles's mother and dad were still living in the house. It was sort of divided, so we had our own part. And that was the agreement when we bought the farm. We'd pay so much a month and give them the right to live there as long as they lived. I had some education in accounting, and I worked 2 jobs before I was married, and they were both accounting jobs. And then I worked the fields. I did about everything on the farm except milk the cows. And I taught millinery, people how to make hats, and just for a little extra income and for something other than being on the farm 48-7 hours. And, but I enjoyed it, or I wouldn't have stayed, or I wouldn't have done it. Or you had a little idea of the hard work that a farmer's wife goes through. But it can be challenging, and it can be as hard as you want to make it. And so I was raised to know how to cook and to sew. My mother was a seamstress, a school teacher. Of course, I didn't get my brains from her. But anyway, I just made up my mind that I was going to do. And I think I did, you know. I mean, I cooked and I sewed and worked in the fields. And we had some good times too with his square dance band. And but when we got to the place where we were milking a lot of cows, then we gave it up. Because you can't be out till midnight or 12:30, 1 o'clock, 3 nights a week and still get up and milk a lot of cows and do the field work. So we gave it up. I liked working outside, and I always had a small greenhouse. I loved raising flowers and planting them, and I never sold any. I gave them away. Some years I would raise 1,000 geraniums, and I'd give them away, you know. And it was real nice to have something like that. If somebody did something nice for you, and the flowers were ready to take out of the greenhouse, I'd put 6 or 8 in a peck basket and give it to them as a gift. Starting this museum and working in here, looking for artifacts from anywhere from flea markets to garage sales. And I like people, and so I enjoyed the company. I was on the Park and Recreation Advisory Council for 14 years, and there was a lot, well, every meeting we would go to a different state park once a month, and I enjoyed that. And then I was Farm Bureau board member for 20 years, and I was the only woman on the board at that time. Now they have 3 or 4. Well, I hate to say this, but I think keeping peace in the family. Well, in a way you had an independence, you know. It was sometimes very hard, but you're your own boss, you know. You more or less didn't have anybody, like if you worked in a factory or an office somewhere, that you had somebody that was looking over their shoulder at you all the time. There's a certain independence in farming. So, and it's what you make it, you know, so to speak. But no, I probably would, I'd do over again, you know.